everyone. So today I'm going to share this story to help more women. This story is about the impact of prophets in our marriages today, in Nigerian marriages. Prophets, prophecies. And it's a true life story, happened in Southeast Nigeria. So this couple, they had gotten together, gotten married, they were very happy, they were doing well. The man was working in a financial institution and he was doing very well until trouble struck. Okay, two troubles. The first one was that the couple, they didn't have a child. Okay, they didn't have a child, and it was actually from the side of the guy. The guy was impotent, but as usual, Nigerian families, the man's family, they didn't know about that. Okay, the couple decided to keep it between themselves, and they were just living their lives happy, even though externally, the man's family, they were asking questions. They were thinking that it was the woman, but the couple decided that they were going to keep it between themselves and they were managing that situation. Okay, that was the first issue there. It didn't affect their union. Outwardly, those people were happy. Okay, they were just living their lives. Then, like I earlier explained, the guy was working in a financial institution and he got into trouble at work. Okay, he compromised in his job. It was a fraud case. He wasn't directly involved in the fraud, but the clients whose relationship he was managing was involved in some kind of fraud, and the bank started investigating the customer and also the staff. Okay, so that was how the guy got roped in, because um the guy claimed that, the guy found a way, the customer found a way to rope the guy into the story. And of course, if you've worked in the banks in Nigeria, you know how these people behave, and the guy lost his job. Okay, but anyways, the couple, they were just moving on. So eventually, one of the partners, the lady decided to relocate. She got an opportunity and she relocated out of the country. And they were doing well with that distant relationship until prophets found this man, or he found prophets. I don't know who suggested to him. Usually when these things happen, it's usually somebody from the family that, starts sowing that seed to them. So this was how this guy started looking out for prophets. Yeah, now he didn't have a job. He was stuck there in Nigeria. The wife had gotten this opportunity, but the wife did not leave him. Okay, so she got that opportunity. The opportunity was already in the process, and it clicked, and she moved on and looking for a way to get the guy over. The case he had in Nigeria didn't let him go immediately, so they were just taking things a step at a time. That was how this prophet started working on this guy's mind and psyche. They started, of course, these prophets are these people who work on prophecies. They don't really hear anything from God. They have no relationship with God at all. They are working with information that you give to them. So based on, they work on your psyche. They work with psychology. They are real psychologists. So based on the information this guy had given to them, they started projecting to the guy that all the problems in his life was from the wife and everything. One thing leading to the other. They wanted the wife to come back, to perform certain, rituals, to appease certain gods. They were just saying all sorts of crap. And of course, the woman didn't believe in those things. And she was wondering, at what point did my husband start listening to this kind of people? You've been living with me for God knows how long, at least not less than 5 years. You've known me, and this guy just started going deeper and deeper into these prophets and their prophecies, the things they were saying. They found a way to confuse and convince this guy that this thing was true. And eventually the guy started saying things like, if you're not coming back, if you're not going to do these things that have been said, then it means that you're at fault. And the lady is like, which one am I at fault? I'm not the one that caused your job loss. It's something that happened with you and your clients. You were indicted for a certain thing and it affected your job. On the issue of the child, because these were the things the prophets were saying. They were saying that the woman had brought bad luck into his life. The reason he didn't have a child was because of her. So many rubbish stories they were just, trying to present to this guy. This guy was buying it. I really wonder how people, adults, just wake up, submit their God-given brains to this kind of people. When you know your problem, you understand your problem. You're the one that is impotent. The woman didn't have fertility problems, that's why he didn't have a child. The guy just bought into all sorts of lies, and that was how that relationship crashed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're dating any man, or his family, they believe so much in prophets and prophecies. I'm telling you right now that you're heading into a life of doom. These are part of the conversations you need to have with your intended spouse. If you're cutting with somebody, you need to open your eyes to what they are paying attention to, what their families believe, what he himself believes, what are his own core values. I keep talking about this thing, but I think I'm going to do another session on values and how relationships can split, even if two of you are living together, on the subject of values. So this couple today, they don't exist anymore, because of prophets and prophecies. And I can tell you that there are so many families today that are struggling based on what a prophet said to somebody or a prophet did not say to somebody. They are living their lives based on these lies. And the painful part is that these people pay so much to these liars. These people are lying in the name of God. They say they heard God. Some of them go to, they go as far as conducting certain rituals, and they say somebody buried something on your head. All sorts of lies. Please avoid anyone who has interaction with prophets, because they are not normal thinkers. These people, they lose their sanity following prophets, because already the prophets, they are not normal. So by the time your partner begins to pay attention to them, he's going to lose his sanity. So ladies, open your eyes in relationships. Love is never blind. Love is not blind. I don't even say that love is blind. Open your eyes and shine your eyes. If any person you're courting is paying attention to prophets, believes in prophets or prophecies, ask them. Just know that it's a red flag. Thank you.